Hey guys, so happy Tuesday. We are gonna chat a little bit about piston rings because we're getting people that keep breaking these rings, and the only thing I can think of is you're not installing them over these pins properly. So this is an NCY 50mm kit for Dio. So what you need to do is mind the orientation of these rings for the pins. So the NCY, the ring, the little locating pin or dowel's on the top, so you want that ring to be this direction. That way, when the ring goes in, it kind of centers itself over that pin. So you're gonna have two. You're gonna have one on the top, you're gonna have one on the bottom. So that's an NCY piston. So you're gonna need to put these rings on. Make sure that when you do it, these things have the recesses on the top. So that way you're not, if you go over this ring or this pin, you try to install it like that, it's never gonna sit down all the way. You're gonna break a ring, or you're gonna crack a skirt. See it all the time. So you just really need to pay attention to this step. Here's a Melosi. Is it Melosi? I think so. There's pistons everywhere around here. Maybe a Polini, I don't know. Melosi. So, irrelevant. But these ones, it doesn't matter if you have the ring up or down because that dowel's in the center. So, again, you wanna have this guy like this, and the other one, you wanna have over the top. So, knowing that the arrow always points towards the exhaust, I know that when this thing's all together, put your C-clips in, oil it all up, I basically find, okay, so I know that one's lined up, I'll roll it around, I'll find the second one, no, that one's lined up, kind of hold it in place, take my fingers and squeeze it together here, and I know I've locked those things in place. Kind of feel with my hands, you can see those rings are all the way down. So when you hold it like this, and you put your cylinder on, your fingers will fit right in the recess there and it'll drop right in. That's why you don't want to hold it like this. You know, you don't want to hold it like this because you go to put it in, you're gonna have it's just gonna pop out and move around on you as you're going in. So I have my fingers on the side, parallel with the wrist pin when this drops in. Oil up the cylinder completely, top to bottom. Oil up your rings, oil up your piston. You can't have too much oil on this stuff. So on the NCY, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do this right here. So you've got that ring lined up. You got this ring lined up. Again, find your arrow right there, pointed towards your exhaust. So this guy, I'm gonna kind of just hold everything in place, double check everything. You see how easy this is. So when you've got your rings lined up, this guy will drop right in. Okay, that's in. If your cylinder is any harder to install than that, you're not doing it properly. So you need to make sure, again, this is oiled up, and you need to make sure you get your rings over those grooves. I'm sorry, the pins. You've got a gap there, okay? And also on the Corsa, the chrome ring goes on the top, the black ring goes on the bottom, and it has to go like that, okay? The Nikasil kits and whatnot are typically single ring. They'll have one chrome ring typically. The sport kits will have these black rings, but very important, you've got to get this guy lined up over this dowel, okay? If you don't, you're gonna sit over the top like that, okay? See how that one's sticking out? I'll show you. So if you install that, that thing's gonna stick out. But as you roll around, it drops down. You want this thing to be dropped all the way down. Put it in. If you put it in, it's not dropped all the way down. Either one's gonna be too wide. As you force this down, you're gonna stress this skirt, you're gonna crack the skirt, or you're gonna crack a ring. Rings are not too cheap, and a lot of times if you do that, you're gonna scratch your cylinder. So very important, very simple, but that's a make it or break it for putting these together. So remember, orientation of the arrow, always towards the exhaust. Oil this all up as well. I oil everything with the cylinder. And yeah, I just wanted to go over how those rings go in because we get a call a week, somebody breaking a ring, and it baffles me that how it's happening, but that must be how it is. So it does require a little bit of dexterity, but if you're like me, grew up, you know, working with your hands, working with tools, it's not gonna be a problem. And if you're having trouble, have somebody help you or take your time, but I can't stress this enough, take your time, do it right, oil it up. Honda Bond this entire surface here. Don't Honda Bond here. Don't fill these with Honda Bond. Honda Bond this every sealing surface. I do just small little trail of Honda Bond. I take my finger and I smooth it out. You don't need gobs. If it's just pushing out a ton, you've got too much on. Plus, remember, when you push this down on your block, If you have too much, it's going to go into your transfer sear or your boost port. So this all Honda Bond, seal it up tight, let it cure. A lot of guys do Honda Bond this here as well. It's not going to hurt anything. If you're rocking a metal base or a metal head gasket, you can do Honda Bond or copper Permatex. I've had some leaks with copper Permatex, so it's just Honda Bond. So if you guys got questions, let me know. This channel is for you. We just don't want to see people breaking their rings left and right. We want to see people have success with their kits, so that's why we're offering the help. All right, guys, have a good day. Quit breaking your rings.